New Year. I hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to do this really quick video because, as you know, I do a lot of portraits, and when I have leftover paint on my palette, sometimes it's not enough to put it in a little bottle to save it for later. And so I hate throwing it away. So it's a great time to use that material to create something new. And so what I decided to do yesterday is I had a lot of skin tone left, but not enough to put it in a bottle. So I created all sorts of little kind of faces and splashes. And I'm going to show you in this video just a quick thing you could do when you have leftover paint in your palette or your wet palette. So I hope this is something that you enjoy and you try. And once again, this is more because I don't like to throw anything away. And I did have a little bit of paint, enough to paint something. And I was like, oh, what can I do with it? Oh, people, I can do people. And so, yeah, this is what this video is about. I hope you enjoy. All right, so as you know, I do paint a lot of portraits, and usually this is my wet palette. So I just finished my Frida portrait. So I have like some leftover paint here, and I don't like to throw it away. I like to use it. Sometimes I can scoop it up and put it away in a jar, but this isn't enough to put in a jar. Just sitting here with these scraps of paper from some labels that I made. And I never really throw anything away. So, you know, what I decided to do was, what if I just make color spots for faces? So I kind of I blended my different colors that I had here. Some of these are stuck together. And I just kind of made like ovalish, round little circles on these scraps of paper. And I just kind of wanted to show you this because it's super simple. If you see, some of this is the back of some labels that I couldn't use. And then what I did want to show you is I had gotten these labels from Vistaprint for something I'm designing, and they had an extra paper with just blank labels. So I just decided to paint each circle like a different face color from my leftover paint palette. And so I figured this would be really cool because I can then put little faces on it, or I can cut out the little sticker sheets and put it in one of my art journal packets that I sell, and somebody else can do something with it. And then these are just splotches. So, you know, take advantage of your leftover paint. You can use it for so many things. I wanted to show you really quickly. Also, I had a scrap of sticker paper. It was just, I had used it for another project. And I have like a section where I just put all my scraps of paper and I pull them out whenever. And here I just kind of quickly brushed on kind of like the idea of a face and a neck, you know. And then here, kind of like the shape of the body. And I'm probably going to cut these out and maybe include them in some of my journals. And somebody else, whoever purchases a journal, can draw on them, you know, and turn it into something. And since it's sticker, you could just stick it onto something else. So I thought that that would be fun. And this is some of the little faces that I was making. So really quick, just want to show you how to make a face. All right, so I wanted to show you how I did the base of the faces. So I'm using one of my scruffy thick brushes because I purposely just want to do it quickly. And I just brush on sort of like a roundish oval. It's kind of like an oval, but to make the face. And then I have different colors that were left over on my palette of skin tones. So I'm just putting them here, putting them down here. And then once they dry, I can do little sketches on these and make these, turn these into little faces. So see how quick and easy that was. So now that I've painted the faces, I'm going to select one of these bases of the faces that I painted to show you what to do next. So I'm just going to use this one. All right, so I have some black paint in my palette. I'm not getting any new paint. This is just what I had. And this is size 2 brush that I use sometimes for like fine details. So I'm just going to dip it into the black paint. And then I'm going, let me move this out of the way. I'm just going to make a simple face. So the first thing I'm going to start with is the eyes. If you know who Jane Davenport is, she has amazing art, sometimes very whimsical art. She also has a book on drawing figures, which is a great book. I got it a while ago, and it's just fun for fast figures. So I start, kind of got some ideas from her book. I start with the eyes. You know, I can make them into like almond shapes if I want. I'm going to draw the eyelid. This is just the way I do it, okay? And mind you, these are quick. This is not supposed to be like a very detailed sketch. And then I'll just do the little eyeballs. And then the nose, so you come down a little bit. And you do the 3 C's. So you do a C here, upside down C, and another C. That's the quickest way, I guess, to show you how to do a nose. And then you can do another C here and another C here. And then I'll just draw like, see that? Because I drew the line out so far out, it's like a wider nose, but that's fine. And then I'll just do like some quick eyebrows. And then the mouth. My paint is drying. That's why I'm having such a hard time right now, because the other ones were smoother. And so that's just a quick face. Let me just wet my paint a little bit more, and I'll do the other one really quick. So once again, you could do different shapes of eyes. The idea and with this is to make fun, quick eyes. You know, and different types of eyebrows. Sometimes it's just fun to do these faces. You never know what you're going to end up with, what character is just going to pop out. Let's try another face here. Faces are just so much fun to draw. And then since I have some red paint left over, I can use my red paint afterwards. All right, so here, let's see. I'm going to try to do different eyes. These are fun faces, so I don't want to take too long. And because it's so small, sometimes I like to do those triangle eyes. For my whimsical faces. They're easy to do and they're just very quick. Okay, that nose came out a little bit funky, but that's okay, because it just gives a different personality. Look how different it looks without eyebrows, right? And let's say I'm just going to put like flat eyebrows there. I'm going to show you now with the ones that I did over here, what happens when I just add some red for my cheeks. You know, basically the reason I wanted to do this lesson was just to kind of show you what you could do with your leftover paint. So here I mix some red with white to get some pink cheeks. And I kind of like when the faces are not perfect and very symmetrical for this. Let's say I want to make this one with the cheeks like that, I can. And if I want to define it further, you know, I could do that. And I can add some, okay, that's a little dark, but some rosy cheeks and some blush on the top. I could do that. I can add it here and here. There's just a lot of things you could do. And then afterwards, I can get a marker and sketch the hair or use paint for the hair. Now we're going to add the twinkle of the eye. The twinkle of the eye is that little spark of light that you see in the everybody's eyes. Usually when they take a picture. And mind you, these are quick, so I didn't add different colors to the eyes. Now I could do some highlights on the face if I wanted to. Think of the areas of the face that usually have highlights, like the tip of your nose, your bottom lip sometimes, your chin, your forehead, and you can add those little highlights really quickly. Now, if I want to paint the lips and not have them black, I can just take my red paint and my white paint and mix it, or just the red. Your top lip is usually darker than the bottom. FYI, at least I've seen that, unless you have a lot of highlight on your top lip. So right now I'm just doing that, and then I'm just going to take a little tiny bit of white and kind of highlight that. And then, of course, you can get creative. You can color, you can paint the eyelids if you want, and do all sorts of things. Some hair. I can just do it like that with my black brush. Black paint on my little thin brush. Or if you like to use markers, you can do an outline and then fill it in with markers or crayon. I mean, there's so many things you can do with that. I'm gonna take a marker and do the hair here. And I can think of maybe doing hair up. I'm filming this the worst way possible. It's like I'm all crooked here. And I can add ears if I want to, or not. These I think I'm going to leave like this and put them in my journals, and people can add their own hair because I kind of like how they look. And then these, if you don't want to add any color and you just want to keep it black and white, you can just go ahead and outline the edges with a marker. Sometimes the painting itself tells you which way it wants to go. And so we have this face. So now I'm going to do a quick face on these upper torsos that I had painted. And I can put a little necklace on her if I want to. And then I can color in the hair. So that's just a quick idea. Okay, so I wanted to show you what some of the quick little doodle faces look like when I added some of the leftover paint that I had on my palette. I added some yellow paint to her hair. I added some cheeks, lips, and some highlights of white. Then this was the lady that I was doing. I kind of painted her hair yellow and dabbed some red on her cheeks and her lips. And some of the video got cut off in some areas, so I don't know if you could see some of the faces, so I'm doing this so you could see it. And see, this is what's fun about these. You're doing really quick faces, so you get all these different expressions in the eyes. And then this one I started adding hair, so I can go ahead and outline these and start adding hair if I want to. And they all kind of start taking on a personality. Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial of making little faces with your leftover palette. And remember, you don't have to use skin tones. What if you have reds or greens or pinks or blues left over in your palette? You can have blue faces and red faces and green faces. And how much fun would that be? I mean, come on. So just explore, and before you throw away your paint, think about these faces and see what you can do. And if you do anything like that, please, please, please share with me. You can follow me on Instagram at Noelia Montana Art, or you can follow me here on YouTube or on Facebook. And I would love to see some of the things you create. All right, guys, that's it for today. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.